What's up, you degenerates, you dirt bags, you perma bears, you scumbags? Welcome back to Trades and Gains. I'm your host, Max Pitts, and we are the hosts of the only market show that doesn't sugarcoat this flaming dumpster fire we call Wall Street. Today, we're talking about a Vietnam trade deal that makes as much sense as Diet Coke or Diet Soda, for that matter, with a triple cheeseburger. One does not cancel out the other, my friend. We had jobs data so bad, even if your stoned uncle noticed, and options flow so insane it looks like cocaine-fueled blackjack in Monaco. Let's go ahead and dive right into this. So, as we always do, let's talk about our big recap here. The Dow Jones was up 0.1%, the S&P 500 gained 0.3%, and the NASDAQ was up 0.7%. It looks like stocks decided to find their groove going into 4th of July, with big tech powering higher and investors balancing an upbeat trade backdrop against fresh evidence of a cooling labor market. Now, Captain Spray Tan, however, entered the chat. Yes, Donald Trump on Truth Social mid-morning, fresh off a McMuffin, and I think he also gets a fish fillet and a frappuccino. And he drops the big, beautiful Vietnam trade deal. He's making Vietnam pay a 20% tariff on everything and 40% if they try to sneak in Chinese stuff under the table. In exchange, America gets total market access, whatever the hell that means. Wall Street went absolutely bananas over this. The NASDAQ ripped almost 1%. Nike and Lulu spike like a meth head on day one of rehab, then immediately fade when traders realize, oh, wait, tariffs make everything more expensive. Yes, oh my God. I don't know how you didn't see that sooner and how you thought this was good news. Anyways, we're literally cheering higher taxes on our own purchases. Hats off to you, because Jesus Christ, the public education system is clearly not doing its job. Now, next up, we had the ADP jobs report. A total faceplant, like a kid riding down a ramp for the first time on a scooter faceplant. Private employers cut 33,000 jobs in June. Not bad, right? However, we expected a gain of 98,000. Oops, it looks like we, missed some numbers there. If that was a student test score, your kid would be grounded and no screen time, Timmy. But guess what? Wall Street loved this more than America's loving Love Island right now, because bad jobs equals lower inflation, which equals rate cuts, which equals everyone stonks, and meme stocks that they're currently invested in go to the moon. So yes, they're rooting for you to get fired so their portfolios go up. So go ahead and quit those jobs. Or go ahead and get fired so our portfolios can be green. All right, you selfish bastards. Truly, the people's heroes is the employed workforce. 80% odds of a September cut, 20% odds of 2 cuts before then. Bold, Cotton. Let's see if that's a strategy that's going to pay off here. Next time you get laid off, just remember you're doing your patriotic duty to help the S&P rally become great again, my friends. Now, big tech got its big boy pants on, took those Depends adult diapers off, and decided to get into the show, with Apple up 2.3% on Chinese iPhone sales, because let's be real, the Chinese will buy anything with a camera. Tesla, they were up 5% after cranking out more EVs, even though deliveries were, I guess we could say, meh. I mean, if they were in a sports league, they'd be getting a participation trophy. Let's just put it that way. Microsoft, they just laid off 4% of its entire workforce so they can build an $80 billion AI Skynet that will probably replace the rest of us anyway. Tech is basically the only thing holding this market up right now because there's nothing else going good for it. It's like a fat girl who's mean. You got nothing going for you, sweetheart. You either got to be fat and funny or fat and nice. You can't have two negative things. However, the NASDAQ is one bad earnings miss away from a Janet Yellen-shaped collapse. Now, not everybody was so lucky. Like I said, there's a reason we said tech is holding up this whole thing with sticks and spit. Healthcare got absolutely shanked in the yard like it had a target on its back. Trump's $3.3 trillion mega bill, think of it like a Michael Bay sequel that nobody asked for, aka any Transformers movie that doesn't have Shia LaBeouf in it. Slices Medicaid and ACA subsidies to the bone, and ironically enough to the bone because it's healthcare and they were supposed to help you not have your bones exposed, but their bones are getting exposed. A little bit of an inside joke there. United Health is down 5%. Elevance is down 9%. CVS Health is down 2% because when you rip coverage from 12 million people, insurers, you could say they kind of panic here. Now, let's get to the fun part. The absolute disgusting, lovely options flow that we use from the only options flow software you need, Investor Central Club, where, by the way, if you don't have a subscription or you have a subscription and you want to buy it for the year, lock it in for the year to lock in those gains, use the code July 2025 and you get 25% off your annual subscription. Take advantage, please, I'm begging you. But let's go ahead. Listen to this. SPY, we had $615 puts. 27,000 contracts. $12.6 million premium. The entire market crashing next month is apparently this person's kink. Our big winner of the day, though, the big steak dinner, we saw Robinhood, January 2026, $115 calls. 13 million, because Robinhood memes never die. They only get reincarnated and repurposed. NVIDIA March 2026, $600 call. Oh, that's not right. 155 calls. We had 5.84 million, 2.3K contracts. I mean, GPU worship at the Church of Jensen Huang. Why don't we call it? Let's meet every Sunday, folks. And then Microsoft. That was another weird one we had. We had 510 puts, 4.23 million. Hedging the Skynet might come online early. And the dark pool was basically a financial drive-by shooting today. We are looking at SPY just getting lit up like it was Tupac Shakur in Las Vegas. 235 million. Actually, let's go ahead and restructure this. 2.3 billion on NVIDIA, first off. That was our big winner of the day. We had 1.46 billion on Tesla. Looks like the tech bulls are coming out to play. Hey. So looking at these prints, this is the point where you ask, are humans running this casino, or is it just a drunk LLM on Adderall with daddy's credit card and no budget? Because apparently we will never go into debt. Now, the flow scanner was an absolute carnival. We had Mr. leading the pack today. Let's go ahead and reset this. Yeah, that's not a typo, folks. We got SPY with 53.46 million. 10 million in calls against 42 million in puts. Where do you think people's SPY's going based on the jobs report tomorrow? Probably down. NVIDIA, we saw 31 million in total flow with 25 million in calls against 6 million in puts. The tech bulls are coming out to play. QQQ, however, the overall, think of it as the tech ETF. 27 million, right? But we're looking at a 50-50 split like this is NVIDIA going into an earnings season. We also saw Hood come through strong. And no, I'm not talking about DMX asking where the hood at. We're talking about Robinhood, the brokerage where you've probably lost $10,000 in the last year. We had 25 million in overflow with 23.82 million coming into calls against 1.68 million in puts. That's our flow scanner though. Oh, let's talk about JP Morgan, by the way, our standout, our child that gets a golden star that we will always show favoritism to. 23.52 million in total flow with all 23 million in calls. All 23 million, by the way. So have fun with that. Now, you guys are probably bored of hearing me talk, so let's sum this up. We cheer job losses so stocks go up. So we want weak job reports, weak consumer confidence. We don't want people doing anything. We want people to feel helpless so our stocks go up. We celebrate tariffs that literally tax our own wallets. Yeah. We treat billion-dollar dark pool prints like they're a normal Thursday, like nothing happened. And we trust big tech to carry the entire economy on its scrawny little shoulders that nobody believes in, let alone understands. Look, if you're still long in this market, I God bless you because you're braver than me. Drop a comment. Will the Fed pivot? Will the market rip? Or will this whole thing collapse harder than a crypto influencer's Ponzi scheme? Smash that like button if you love unfiltered, no bullshit market rants, and subscribe if you want to keep your IQ above room temperature. And remember, this is not financial advice. I'm just a roast comic with a Bloomberg terminal and too much free time. This is my full-time job. I do this for fun and to give you guys real life context. Peace out, you losers. Trade safe. Don't mortgage your family. Go for Robinhood calls because you're too late to the party at this point. And see you next time on the Wall Street Freak Show, aka tomorrow for our actually maybe not tomorrow. Who knows? Maybe you'll see me tomorrow, maybe you won't, maybe you miss me, maybe you won't. See you guys next time. Have a great night.